Been gone to the Great White North for, I guess it's a great summer north at this time of year.
That's nice.
But I'd like to thank Daniel for doing this, for having these. You know, it's like great that everybody from Norms has a place to play still. So I'm going to come back later and do a little tribute set. But for right now, they asked me to do a couple, so I'm going to do 3 of my songs. And if you throw babies in there and stuff, I might do one more, but we'll see how that goes from there. After we left after the flood, I went up to Kentucky for a few years, and I was living in a cabin up there, and just really busting my ass chopping wood and fixing this cabin up for this guy. But I would sit out there, and it was just a beautiful spot. Tony, you've been up there, hadn't you? Didn't you come up there one time? So I did write a couple songs while I was sitting there. I'd be riding a tractor around bush hogging and just chopping wood and just being an old Kentucky boy for a couple of years, which I needed to get back to, you know. So I wrote this song while I was up there. I had this old dog that came around. I called it Lonesome. It was just a stray dog, and it lived at the house, and I'd sit out on the porch and sing to the dog, you know. But now my granddaughter's around, and she's convinced I wrote this song to sing to her. I don't dare tell her any different, you know. Oh, there ain't no place I'd rather be at all than sitting on the porch, picking in the fall, sitting with my baby, singing while the sun goes down. I was sitting outside watching the leaves change. Life was slow and I needed to see things. Packed my bag and put my guitar in the tote. I wrote the boss a letter, it was just a note. Said I might be back in a year or two, but don't bother waiting on me if I do. Cause I'm gonna travel the whole world round, and it wasn't a bad dream about where I was bound. Got up in the morning, headed for Jackson, gonna buy some boots and find a little action. I didn't see nothing in that old town, so I picked more happy and I hit the ground. Then I went down west and walked the streets of Memphis, played the blues and the songs of Elvis. Beale Street didn't have what I wanted. Baby, what I left is better than I found. Cause there ain't no place I'd rather be at all than sitting on the porch, picking in the fall, sitting with my baby, singing while the sun goes down. I've been to Florida, I've been to Maine, out to California, and there ain't no thing like sitting with my baby, singing while the sun goes down. Then I headed up north to Louisville. I was gonna spend a little time with the River Belle. I sang some songs, I did some dancing. I had some fun, but when it came to staying, the old Fall City life was a little too rough, and missing that girl was way too tough. Headed back south to Bowling Green, to the little piece of heaven that was my old dream. Oh, there ain't no place I'd rather be at all than sitting on the porch, picking in the fall, sitting with my baby, singing while the sun goes down. Down to Austin, up to Kalamazoo, there ain't nothing in the whole wide world to do but sitting with my baby, singing while the sun goes down, goes down. Sitting with my baby, singing while the sun goes down. Oh, singing while the sun goes down. So that's what I did for the first couple of years. I got out of here, just kind of sat on the porch and wrote songs. As I mentioned, it was about 20 acres to bush hog off up there, and that occupied a good bit of my time. It's amazing how much thinking you can do sitting on a tractor with nothing to do but listen to the bush hog go around behind you. Avoid a rock occasionally. That's what all you had to look out for. But back about well, it's been 50 years ago now. Almost 51 years ago, Uncle Sam called, and I went off for a few years. And so while I was riding the tractor around, I came up with this one. I have to remember my own songs every once in a while, you know. So I brought my iPad and I didn't get it out because dementia is catching up quick, I think. I was working at the wheel of my tractor in the fields when a letter came from Washington today. It said that I must go and serve my country so. I'll be leaving on a bus in 20 days. I must go, so they say, to a land so far away. Won't you keep my picture on your windowsill? Though it be so far apart, I will keep you in my heart till I can meet you in our cabin on the hill. Well, the training, it was hard, but I was glad to do my part. Though they told me I might even have to kill some men that I don't know, but I can only hope that the day will never come that I will. So I go, so to say, to a land so far away. Won't you keep my picture on your windowsill? Though it be so far apart, I will keep you in my heart till I can meet you in our cabin on the hills. Well, then one foggy moonless night, we walked into a fight. Before I heard the sound, I fell back with a start. And I was calling out my name with my dying breath, as I felt that bullet passing through my heart. Now I'm gone away to a land so far away. I tried to get back home, but never will. Though it be so far apart, I will keep you in my heart till I can meet you in our cabin on the hill. Oh. Is that Rob Stanley? Hey, Rob. Oh, what time we got here? 1:15 already? Well, I'll tell you what, I'll skip the slow song then, and we'll go right to
Norm, it's only 1:13. Don't skip the slow song.
don't skip the slow song, he says.
Yeah, Mom watched.
You got a clock right up there, sneaking right up there too.
No, look at that.
Yeah,
awesome.
right up there.
Oh, there it is. And that one says 1:12. Well, I had one that was going to take until 1:15, but
We're rolling back time.
Hey, there you go. Bought you a minute.
you were on my mind as the dawn broke soft this morning. You woke me from a dream. I was sure I heard you calling my name out from the dark with a secret, but you never told. We once had love, but like the wind, we could not hold it. So I asked myself, was it worth the fall? If love won't last, is it really worth any price at all? Oh, but you never know. You never know where love might find you. So many miles apart, these two hearts once drawn together. 30 years ago, I thought this love might last forever. But time can tell a lot, but only if you'll stop to listen. While hearts with different dreams take different paths into the distance. So I asked myself, was it worth the fall? If love won't last, is it really worth any price at all? Oh, but you never know. You never know where love might find you. Then you ask yourself, what's it worth the fall? If love won't last, is it really worth any price at all? Oh, but you never know. You never know where love might find you. You never know where love might find you. You never know where love might find you. Thank you. All right. Well, now it does say 1:15. So since we started late, I'm going to end even a little bit later. I'm going to do one more because Justin liked this one. It's a good box song. I hadn't really played a good box song for him. So this is, y'all remember Justin, don't you? I think everybody out here remembers Justin. He did all the pizza cooking and the beer serving, and he did all the work at Norm's. You know, he's the reason Norm's kept going. I just sat downstairs and mixed bands and drank a lot, but you know, and that was all fun too. There's nothing wrong with that. You got me walking in the dark, talking in my sleep, wondering if I'm in too deep. Or do you think I might have taken this thing just a little too far? You got me walking in the dark, scuffing up my shoes. Tell me what in the world am I gonna do? You took a little piece of my heart and left me walking in the dark. When I get up in the morning, my heart skips a beat. Before I get my shoes on my feet, I'm just thinking of you laying by my side. But then I set out to work, my head's in a haze. I can't sleep at night and it's driving me crazy. I loved you from the start, but now I'm walking in the dark. You got me walking in the dark and talking in my sleep, wondering if I'm in too deep. Or do you think I might have taken this thing just a little too far? You got me walking in the dark, scuffing up my shoes. Tell me what in the world am I gonna do? You took a little piece of my heart and left me walking in the dark. Well, I can see it in the moon, I can see it in the stars. Well, I can see it in the tarot cards. I can't shake this feeling crawling up my spine. When I try to express it, I step on my tongue. Just trying to climb up another rung of the ladder to your heart, but now I'm walking in the dark. You got me walking in the dark, talking in my sleep, wondering if I'm in too deep. But do you think I might have taken this thing just a little too far? I'm walking in the dark, scuffing up my shoes. Tell me what in the world am I gonna do? He took a little piece of my heart and left me walking in the dark. You know I loved you from the start. Now I'm walking in the dark. All right, that's me walking in the dark. I'm gonna walk on out of here and let somebody else come up and sing. You coming up next, Tony? All right. They got you volunteered for the next one.
Can I use your guitar?
Oh, you may if you want to. That'll save some moving around. You need picks, or what do you need? You need a pick?
No.
You just need a guitar. You need a capo? All right, I'll leave a capo here too. Stand sitting right here. So I guess you don't have to do anything with the guitar. In fact, if we want to save trouble, everybody's welcome to use a guitar. We'll just avoid all that. No, that's actually the oldest one of them. But you like that one?
I love that song. That's boxing.
Thank you.
Boxing Rebellion.
Where's my stick?
Oh,
Yeah, use a guitar. Everybody is welcome to. It has new strings and everything. So, all right. Justin, you might
oh
want
no,
to
you're fine. You're fine.
Justin, get that finger out of the thing here.
Out of what?
The little pocket up here. You know, open
Oh,
the page
here?
up. Yeah. There's a tuner in there. It might come in handy. I put new strings on it.
Are the bills for me too?
That was just full of dicks.
Yeah, what you got? Anything good?
I don't see a tuner.
Watch what?
Boo-ha. Yeehaw. Look at y'all.
All right.
Oh, here it
You
is.
like that? And I was messing up earlier. I had practiced in mine. I've been practicing on the.
It sounded pretty damn good. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah, I miss it.
It's probably pretty good.
It's actually over there. So it's already. Yeah, I was looking at those too.
It is mighty, mighty nice to be here and see you people. Been too damn long, you know what I mean? One night, I'm gonna let you guys visit for a second. Uh-oh. All right. One night at the Roadhouse, you remember the Roadhouse. I ran a song idea past Norm, and it was the saddest song I'd ever thought of. And he laughed his ass off, and I said, okay, well, I got to write that one. It's the tragic love story, the doomed love story of a duck and a decoy. All the other good ideas were taken, Romeo and Juliet, you know what I'm saying? The duck and the decoy, that's what was left. I'm a lucky duck on a quiet lake. Another duck floats up. There's a little fake. Mouth don't move. That ain't right. She's about the best thing in sight. I'll stick around. Yeah, I'll play along. What could happen? what could happen. Baby, you're the quiet type. I'll make you quack. Oh yes, sure as that rain rolls right off your back. You're a little stiff, but you look so good. And hey, it ain't like you're made of wood. Let's find out what floats your boat, what could happen. Wait a minute, girl, we got company. Oh, what a messed up world, you just can't get no privacy. Betty thinks he's cute, hiding over there. Probably some old coot in his underwear. Baby, you and me, yeah, we gotta lose this lake. Getting kinda crowded, getting kinda late. Let's you and I fly the friendly skies. What could happen? What could happen? Come on, it'll be a blast. Might make a splash. What could happen? Splash. Thank you. One sad note to this day is that David Olney cannot be here with us. If there was anybody other than Norm who was a bigger part of that place, I don't know who it would be. He did a live album there, played there in all kinds of different configurations, and was a gentleman and a scholar and a good guy. He is missed. I'm gonna do one of David's songs. Not one of the better known ones, but one I've always liked. It's called Delta Blue. Lazy River's always leaving town. Says tomorrow he's New Orleans bound. Well, he's not fooling me, it ain't true. You know he'll never leave you, Delta Blue. Midnight trains rolling down the line, trying to leave your memory behind. His whistle sings a low and lonesome tune, so hard to say goodbye to Delta Blue. Delta Blue, the stars are shining in the sky. Delta Blue, the Delta moon is in your eyes. You ask me if I love you, yes I do. And you know I always will, Delta Blue. Well, I wake up feeling older every day. Maybe I should make my getaway. But all it takes is just one look from you, and you know I'll stay right here, Delta Blue. You know I'll always love you, Delta Blue. it only. Well, the first 2 times I tried to find the roadhouse, I came up empty and turned back. It just got too rural too quick, and I'm going, this can't be right. I made a wrong turn. Swear to God, first 2 times, I gave up both times and said, nah, it ain't right. Finally did find it, and found a whole lot there. Found all y'all, and just good times, some great memories from there. Thank you, Norman. Ended up writing a song about it, trying to capture the uniqueness of the place. That ain't easy. I hope I did all right. Down the winding road, straight into danger. Little place where the strangers are a little stranger. Where the fish are biting, so are the chiggers. That little roadhouse by the river, now you can eat the food and still get older. Beer's cold, yeah, cold as a witch's shoulder. TV's big, but the boss is bigger. Big boss, yeah, at that little roadhouse by the river. Feels so good, make you wanna say hey, 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 hey. Big noise, yeah, down in the basement. Must be music or a Martian invasion. You better send in the banjos from Deliverance to that little roadhouse by the river. Send in the banjos. I suppose we got any banjos here. Pity. Well, no matter what you think it is, it isn't. It's paradise, all prettied up like a prison. But it gets in your heart just like a sliver. that little roadhouse by the river. Hear me now. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Paradise, all prettied up like a prison. 2005 to 2010, Norm's River Roadhouse. Hail, farewell, well remembered. Thank you, Norman. Thank y'all. What should we do with this guitar? On this one?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
I can move it to the back.
Back here, maybe?
Or, see, he's not gonna use it.
Oh, okay.
We should probably mute it. What's that, Tony?
It's muted. You can take that cable out of there.
Alright. Yeah, here. I'm just gonna take, oh, it is out. Well,
Well, I'm glad I did.
Let me get out of your way here. Knock 'em dead.
Take the guitar off of here real quick. That cord went down.
Okay, I see it. I see it. It's a mighty guitar. Hey folks, my name's Lizard Tom Case. Glad you're here. A rock ain't just a diamond ring, it's a vow of love and that's a precious thing. She's always there for me, she's everything that love should be. She's the rock I'm always leaning on. A rock ain't just something you throw, it don't just lay beside the road. Sometimes it's the road itself when you're lost and need some help. She's the rock I'm always leaning on. Rock and roll and rock of ages, in stages life goes by. We spend it up like summer wages, it's gone in the twinkling of an eye. A rock ain't just a wrestler's name or a prison out in Frisco Bay. A rock is what we're standing on, no matter where we are, we're home. She's the rock I'm always leaning on. Rock and roll and rock of ages, life rages on and on. We read the book, we turn the pages, and then like a breath, it's gone. A rock is such a simple thing, but it outlasts dinosaurs and kings. Right up till the end of time, I'll be hers and she'll be mine. She's the rock I'm always leaning on. She's the rock I'm always leaning on. Thank you very much. Glad we're here to celebrate NormFest and Norm's Bar. I used to go there 3 times a week. It was a 45-minute drive from my house, but it was worth it. I had some great times there, and I was going to tell you a very short story. It's my favorite story there. There was a bluegrass guy, Dave Evans. He's since passed on, but he was just this great guy, and really, really Stanley Brothers out there. I mean, he was great. And he had a night there, so I went to see him. Well, it turns out there were 4 people in the audience. It was me, and the other 3 people were in his band, or had come with him. So it's one of those intimate evenings, and it was great. So he, between sets, he did 3 sets. Just played it like it was a full house, and he had this little bottle of Jägermeister. So he came around, and I got talking to him, and he said, "You want a sip?" I said, "Well, sure." I took a sip of that Jägermeister and handed it back to him. I said, "You know, they say this is made with deer's blood." He hands it right back to me. He said, "You can have that, partner." And pretty funny. All right. Gonna cross against the light. Damn thing would probably take all night. No souls in sight at 16th and Division. Ah, but it's a bitter wind that blows at 4 a.m. The bars are closed. I'm walking home from one more bad decision. And I wish I could hear your voice tonight. Been so long now since you're gone. Friends tell me to just move on, so I moved on. That is not the issue. There's always gonna be a hole just your size inside my soul. This I know, I'm always gonna miss you. And I wish I could hear your voice tonight. If I could hear your voice tonight, maybe find a little taste of yesterday. Hear your voice tonight, maybe hear those words that you would never say. Girlfriends ask me how I've been. I say I'm just tying up loose ends. But now and then, the truth is there to haunt me. The last time I slept in your bed, I drove off as the sun turned red. It dawned on me, you really didn't want me. Still I wish I could hear your voice tonight. If I could hear your voice tonight, and maybe find a little taste of yesterday. Hear your voice tonight, and hear those words that you would never say. Gonna cross against the light. Damn thing will probably take all night. No souls in sight at 16th and Division. And I wish I could hear your voice tonight. Thank you very much. All right, do one more, and 2 more? 2 more? Okay, this messes up my whole thing here. No, I'll be glad to. It'll be great. All right. It's a about a friend of mine with a lot of tattoos. Friend of mine's a quiet man, covered with tattoos. He don't talk about them much, that's not his style. But one day out on his boat, we had a case of brew. We took off our shirts and tanned and talked a while. He said, this eagle here on my chest I got in Vietnam. I figured if I'm shot, they'd be killing that bird too. It's dragging on my shoulder, and that one's for my old man, and the fire-breathing hell I put him through. That's when he pointed to a tiny little heart. Inside, it just had the word Elaine. He said, getting most of these things did not hurt at all, but that little heart sure was a lot of pain. That one is always gonna hurt, even when it's hidden beneath my shirt. And right up till they cover me with dirt, that one is always gonna hurt. He said, I met Elaine back in '81 down at a little joint in Baton Rouge. She drugged me across the sawdust to dance to Jolie Blanc. Soon her name was in my heart and this tattoo. We went to California, though it did not have a dime, and I'd have to say it was the best year of my life. She was always magic, and she was always mine. I could not tell that something wasn't right. One morning I woke up, she had hit the road. The likes of her I'll never see again. I wonder how she's doing, and I wonder if she knows that after all this time she's still underneath my skin. That one is always gonna hurt, even when it's hidden beneath my shirt. And right up till they cover me with dirt, that one is always gonna hurt. That one is always gonna hurt. Thank you very much. All right, do one more here. This is for, let's do this for anybody who's had too much to drink last night. It's one of those retrospective songs. Okay, I got a few hands up out there. We've all been there. Last night was way too much fun. Somehow I got home, I crawled on up to bed, but I'd used up all my sick days. So this morning I just called in dead. Now my head feels big as a basketball, and my stomach just keeps phoning in. I know one thing for sure, there's only one cure. I gotta go downtown again and have a little more hair of the dog that bit me, pour a little more fuel on the fire that lit me. This morning after just might not kill me, if I had more hair of the dog that bit me. Saw her walk through the door, I had not seen her before, so to match this vision of mine, I started buying her doubles, and both of her looked so fine. Last night she resembled Shania, today she looks more like Hank. I gotta get the hell out of her place, but before I leave I think I'll have a little hair of the dog that bit me. I'll come over here, sweet thing, and kiss me. Hell, she's pretty cute and I think she digs me. I'll have more hair of the dog that bit me. Down in Voodoo Land, Louisiana, they tried to put a spell on me. Said I was doomed to repeat myself. Said I was doomed to repeat myself. Said I was doomed to repeat myself. Ah, but I'm my own worst enemy. So when I'm up there on my deathbed, about to breathe my last, I'm gonna call my friends, I'm gonna tell them again, boys, could you do me one favor fast? Need a little more hair of the dog that bit me. Raise a little more hell so you all won't forget me. I wanna go to heaven, and I will if they let me. First I need more hair of the dog that bit me. Those old pearly gates will just have to wait if I have more hair of the dog, wow, wow, that bit me. Oh, oh, woo-hoo. Thank you, folks.
Big girl.
She
big girl.
is.
Got confused there first.
Oh, Daniel's streaming through the super iPad. Scratch that up.
Rip.
Is it going through?
Oh yeah, just making sure we're at a similar level.
The day you're born, they sign a piece of paper that will certify the date of your birth. And the day you die, they sign another just to prove you've gone back to the earth. In between those two pieces of paper is the truth that is so hard to find. And the story of your life is written, but you must read in between the lines. Now when you're young, you think it don't matter if you leap before you look. But those old folks are wiser and sadder from the chances that they took. When your chance comes along, you must take it. Just be careful and take your time. And the chances are good you will make it if you can read in between the lines. And when someone tells you they love you and no one has ever loved you more, it is wise to stop and consider how many times they might have said that before. Because when love leaves you crying, you will surely lose your mind. And you might have known love was lying if you could read in between the lines. If you could read in between the lines. All right. I see y'all standing out there looking at my guitar playing. So I just didn't know any better when I was a teenager, and too late to start over now. I remember there's this a Norm's River Roadhouse story. Y'all remember Warren Wilkin? He used to play out there all the time. I was the fellow who put together some of these slow cooker nights out there at Norm's, which many of you played at, as I recall. And one night Warren was doing one of those, and he said he'd been thinking about my upside down guitar playing, and he had come up with a little song. And let's see if I can approximate what he had. It was one man's upside down and backwards is another man's comfort zone. Upside down and backwards, that's a behavior we condone. More power to you, Russ, if that's the way you choose to play. But it occurs to me to ask your wife what else you do that way. That's our boy Warren right there. Yeah, so yeah. And then there's our old friend David. I think we're going to be hearing quite a few David-only songs this afternoon and into the evening. This will be my contribution. Caterpillar crawls on land, 100 legs, not one hand. He clings to earth as best he can, but what earthly good is he? The spider smiled, so did the owl. The rabbit laughed, the old dog howled to watch the caterpillar crawl. as slow as he can be. Walk on, mighty caterpillar. Let's see now what kind. Oh yeah. Far away from the careless crowd, his lonesome, weary head he bowed, then wrapped himself in a silken shroud and laid him down to die. One day passed, then two, then three. He sank into eternity, then woke to meet his destiny. A perfect butterfly. I'm feeling down, I'm feeling low, and where I'm bound, well, I just don't know. I can't even tell you why. I'm nothing in these worldly eyes, and if I sink, well, that's no surprise. Though I may fall, one day I'll rise, a perfect butterfly. Our friend David Only. So, I'm sorry, I can't quite hear you, Norm, for this. The airplane song? Yeah, I could. Okay. Yeah. About the old two-seater, is that what you're talking about? Okay, yeah. I can do that. I grew up on a farm out west of Chicago. And even after all the cornfields that were, my parents only owned the 5 acres, but there were hundreds of acres of cornfields all around it. So as kids, we had the run of the whole territory. But even after all the cornfields got turned into suburban housing, I could go back for years and still visit the 5 acres. The house was there, the barn was there. I should introduce myself. I'm Russ Mason, and then the one time I went back and went out to see the farm again. I got there and it had all been knocked down, and there was a big sign out front that said "Coming soon." Mason Estates. And I go, boy, I hadn't lived there, and you know, our family had moved decades before, so somebody must have just looked up the records and decided they would name their development Mason Estates. And then that big recession hit back in '08, I guess it was. And next time I went up there, nothing had happened with that development, and there was the Mason Estates sign laying in the weeds. Anyway, this song is probably one that never would have gotten written if I hadn't grown up there. And this is one where I was, one of the goals writing this song was to see if I could squeeze 4 generations into one 4-minute song. So when you can count the generations, and when you get to 4, you know the song is almost over. What a sight it was to see, my mother would reply, when I'd ask her to recall how Granddad used to fly. That biplane built for 2. He turned his kids into a crew and told them what to do, just as if he really knew. When the auctioneer yelled sold, imagine his surprise. Henry just bid as a joke and laughed, I wonder if it flies. But hadn't Grandma said, I'd love to look down from the sky, so what could Sarah do? When Henry said, let's try. So was Sarah round in front and Henry at the stick. He'd call, come on, Mother, crank, and run, get in here quick. And at first they'd circle slow, waving to their children down below, and then off those 2 would go to make that old 2-seater roll. And when they'd come in for a landing, my mother'd call their brothers from the barn. That old airplane still was standing in the field when they inherited the farm. Last fall the air base had a show and the Thunderbirds were there. So I took my kids to see their ballet in the air. But before the main event, I told a story so they'd know I'd really brought them to the show to see an old 2-seater roll. see an old two-seater roll. Thank you. So how are we doing on time? We got one more now. Yeah, I guess I'll do one more. Rob, you gonna play? All right. So yeah, okay, I'll just do this one. I'll do a Warren Wilkins song since he's not here, and he is definitely a River Roadhouse alum. I remember one time Tony and I were playing at Brown's, and as many of you know, David Only lived just up the street, and so David had come down and was sitting there watching us play. And when we got done, the one song that he wanted to ask me about was this one, which, as I told him, it was written by Warren Wilkins, but Warren had decided he was done after he'd just written 2 verses. And I really liked the song, and I recognized it was in my wheelhouse, and it was one that I wanted to do, but when Warren played, it only lasted about 2 minutes and it was done. So I kept bugging him, Warren, you should write a 3rd verse. But Warren being Warren, he never would. And so eventually I said, well, the hell with it, I'll just write a 3rd verse myself. When your lungs are burning and your arms are too, and your eyes swollen shut and he's still hitting you, well, you better have something to draw from, son, 'cause otherwise boxing just ain't no fun. Yeah, I tell you what, it's a humbling thing to be taking a beating in the middle of the ring. When you've had enough and you feel like giving in, you gotta keep bobbing and weaving and believing in your second wind. When your legs are wobbly and your aim's not true, and that son of a bitch just keeps tagging you, and the crowd gets loud and your world begins to spin, you can see him coming through a blood-red blur, and you think you might have hurt him, but you can't be sure. So you bang him on the chin, but here he comes again. You gotta keep bobbing and weaving and believing in your second wind. And now you're in a world of hurt with 2 rounds to go, but you sense his timing's off and his legs are slow, and you can see those welts you've tattooed on his skin. So you dig down deep, you hear your heartbeat drumming, just gotta land one clean that he doesn't see coming. So you stick and move and try to sneak one in, and keep bobbing and weaving and believing in your second wind. Yeah, I tell you what, It's a humbling thing to be taking a beating in the middle of the ring. So you better have something to draw from, son, 'cause otherwise boxing just ain't no fun. You gotta keep bobbing and weaving and believing in your second wind. Yeah, bobbing and weaving and believing in your second wind. All right, thanks for listening. I guess Rob's gonna jump up and play a song. You wanna use my guitar, Rob? Okay.
Hey, will you announce that if anybody's hungry, the food is now
sure.
ready? You can order at the bar or back with Chef Andrew back.
Okay. I've been asked to make an announcement, which is that the food is ready and it's available back there. And so if anybody's hungry, now would be a good time to go place your order. Is it okay to pull this? Yeah, you're good. Oh, good.
Okay, I hadn't planned on playing today, so anything I do that's wrong, I can say, well, I hadn't planned on playing. First thing I wanted to say is, Kath, the band I'm in, we were not going to play because as soon as we found out the date of this, Mary Ann's got her knee replaced Thursday, so she's not here, and anyhow, she's doing fine as far as I know. I'm going to do something weird. I'm going to give a long-winded introduction to a song, and then not play the song because I haven't rehearsed it. But then I'll play another song. But we used to go out to, and I've probably overblown my importance. In fact, I know I have, Justin, so hang in there. But Norm used to let me bartend downstairs on the slow nights, like Tuesdays, and the nights like Lizard was talking, when there's 4 people on stage and 2 people in the audience. And so anyhow, and then when our band would play on the weekends, a lot of times Norm would close the upstairs and leave, and then leave us downstairs to close up when we left, which was really cool because when we got done playing, we could just sit around, and sometimes we sat around a long time before we packed up the equipment and went home. And so I wrote this song about the band, but actually it was one night when I was bartending, and not to mention any names, but Warren Wilkin had something to do with it. But the song was called She Came to Hear Us Play Tonight, and Now She's Passed Out. And someday I'm going to get it to Norm, and so when I do, I don't have to give him this introduction because I just gave it now. But this song is, you got to start somewhere. Come on, Rob, let's go. Hey, hey, you gotta start somewhere. Somewhere is where you must begin. But I say, why start somewhere? It'll still be waiting for you at the end. It's gonna be waiting for you at the end somewhere. I got out of school, I started working for my uncle. He fronted my tools, he took it out of my pay. I got real close to a pick and a shovel. Got real tired moving dirt all day. Just a matter of time we had that big disagreement. It was obvious I was getting cut out of my share. Safe to say Uncle was potentially violent. I covered my ass when I walked out of there singing, hey, hey, you gotta start somewhere. Somewhere's where you must begin. I say, why start somewhere? It'll still be waiting for me at the end. It's gonna be waiting for me at the end somewhere. So me and my best gal, we got married, started making payments on the starter home. I explained to her these hard times are just temporary, but she didn't buy that, and I'm living alone singing, hey, hey, you gotta start somewhere. Somewhere is where you must begin. I say, why start somewhere? It'll still be waiting for us at the end. It's gonna be waiting for us at the end somewhere. By this time I'm feeling way down on my luck. I met up with this shady dude down at the bus station. He told me if I could come up with maybe $300, he could drastically improve upon my present situation. Well, the first time I held that thing in my hands, my fingers were burning like they was on fire. A black and pearl inlaid guitar, man, I don't need no bullets, just a small amplifier, 'cause me and my buddies are working up some tunes. We're playing for tips at a downtown diner. Sometimes we play a song I wrote, and sometimes we play that old White Freightliner blues. That song I wrote's about trying to see the trees in spite of the forest. I don't have no verses for it yet, but hey, I got a chorus. Hey, hey, you gotta start somewhere. Somewhere is where you must begin. I say, why start somewhere? It'll still be waiting for you at the end. It's gonna be waiting for me at the end. Still be waiting for us at the end somewhere. And you can run fast, you can run far, you can run out to anywhere, but you can't outrun somewhere. Thank you. I'm done. Who's next, Jeff? All right. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Norm.
Okay, what must have been a while. Okay. I can see it. Yeah, it's been a long time.
You want the
Daniel.
Nice to see you too. If you want me to come up at any point, please I'll slide through out there. We just do it here until we get done. Listen, you are 30 minutes. 30 minutes. An hour, hour or so.
Oh, everything's falling apart. I was going to sit in a stool uncharacteristically. Yeah, I just dropped it. Yeah, a very complex situation going on. Howdy, everybody. I almost said welcome to Norm's River Roadhouse. Welcome to D's. Anyway, my name is Brooks West. I did have the honor of playing out at Norm's a couple times, and in fact, in 2009, my very, very first Nashville gig ever was at Norm's. But the funniest thing was, the first time that I went out to Norm's River Roadhouse, I'd never been out there. I just moved to town, and I'd moved in with a friend of mine who's a hotshot mandolin player. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna go see some people play out at Norm's," and we went out to see Jeff and Vita. Went out to see my good friend Jeff Burke. He was not my good friend then. In fact, I think that was the first time that I ever met him. And kind of my indoctrination to the way that music tends to work in Nashville in one way was we went out there. When we got there, there was an older guy playing in the basement. And what I was thinking to myself was, as he played song after song, I'm like, why is this dude playing all cover songs? I thought this was like a songwriter bar, you know? And it turned out that none of the songs were cover songs. It was John Scott Sherrill. And from what I heard through the grapevine, that was his BMW in the parking lot. So I didn't really get it. I did not get it. So either maybe somebody can confirm that he did at that time in 2009 have a silver BMW. But it was one of those slow nights where I don't think there were a lot of cars in the parking lot anyway. He had an F-150. Oh, it was Deborah's Beamer. Okay. Like, oh. Well, anyway, I'm gonna play a bunch of songs I wrote. But did see Jeff and Vita that night, and they were able to give me a couple gigs after that. I'm playing out at Norm's. It's lucky I made it out there, because the guy I drove out there with was a little nutty on the road, maybe going about 20 miles an hour too fast in the dark. But this is a song I wrote called "Not Pretty Anymore." Now the lilies in the yard are coming into bloom. Everyone is young, everything is new. Blossoms fade, not no more. Baby, I wonder what you're gonna do when you're not pretty anymore. Now the sycamore trees lost their leaves, bony little fingers blowing in the breeze. Alone in the cold, easy to ignore. Honey, I wonder what you're gonna do when you're not pretty anymore. And you may think that smile is all you need.
but you ain't as young as you used to be. You might think that you're gonna skate on by, but you just might be in for a big surprise. Now the snow falls down and the rivers freeze, and the summer sun is just a memory. And winter's chill is at your door. Baby, I wonder what you're gonna do when you're not pretty anymore. Baby, I wonder what you're gonna do when you're not pretty anymore. Hey, thank you very much. Hey! Yeah. This is a song about a chicken. It's also about our ever-present surveillance state. I wrote it with my buddy Jonathan. So big fat hen out across the road, packing gravel in the noonday sun, shaking her tail like the queen of the yard, and not minding anyone. But the farmer's wife had set the pot to boil, and the dinner table was set. She had collard greens and a pot of baked beans, but she hadn't cooked the main course yet. And it's good to mind your own business, but you better pay attention too. You might turn a blind eye on the world, but there's always an eye on you. Now sometimes you gotta look back and see where you went wrong. And if you can't do that, you won't be around too long. Oh, that hand should have seen it coming, the hatchet and the butcher block. But she was too wrapped up strutting her stuff to see the water was getting high. And it's good to mind your own business, but you better pay attention too. You might turn a blind eye on the world, but there's always an eye on you. Some folks land at the table, others wind up in the pot. Where you end up depends less on luck than what you do with what you got. So keep your head on a swivel, look both ways when you cross the street. 'Cause this world is full of sharks and wolves, and all they ever do is eat. And it's good to mind your own business, but you better pay attention too. You might turn a blind eye on the world, and there's always an eye on you. Oh, it's good to mind your own business, but you better pay attention too. You might turn a blind eye on the world, and there's always an eye on you. There's always an eye on you. All right. Thank you guys very much. What did I do with that beer? Oh, I left it
Molly, will you bring me my beer? You're so nice. Thank you, Jeff. Gracias. Pretty nice day for sitting outside playing the guitar. Real nice. So I'm originally from North Dakota. Before I moved here, and this is a song about that. It's called "Back Around." From apartment to apartment, state to state, and it doesn't really matter where I go. There's only one place that I could call my home, where the nighttime lights earthing light on the horizon. Under the soft red glow of the wintertime city clouds, where all the memories come falling down on me every time I roll back to town. Every time I roll back around, I keep a tiny little picture on my cell phone. A wide open prairie out by my grandma's house, and some days I can almost feel the wind blow, taste that cool, dry, dusty autumn air in my mouth, where the nighttime lights earthing light on the horizon. Under the soft red glow of the wintertime city clouds, where all the memories come falling down on me every time I roll back to town. Every time I roll back around. Feel lost and separated, and every step I take falls on foreign ground, and so I feel like going back to North Dakota and take a job, find a wife, and finally settle down. But right now I'm addicted to the motion and the freedom that my selfish solitude provides. And I'd hate to think that I'd become a stranger to the place where I was born and where my heart still resides, where the nighttime lights earth and light on the horizon. Under the soft red glow of the wintertime city clouds, where all the memories come falling down on me every time I roll back to town. Every time I roll back around. you guys very much. It's called Back Around, if you hadn't guessed from the repetitive chorus. Oh. All right. Pick this up. That regular capo. But actually, I don't think I need it for this song. It's my OCD made me want to get it up off the ground. So a couple years ago, I was watching a bluegrass band, and there was a mandolin player up there who he's kind of a midlife dude, and he had a kid who had recently done some sort of incredible financial damage to something. You know, he's just lamenting the fact that, you know, when you have kids, they break your shit. And he, you know, he's a guy that really loves his kids a lot, but he did in that moment kind of wish that at some point, instead of spending all that money on them damn kids, that he would have liked to buy a Corvette instead. It saved him a lot of trouble. And so this song's called Some Days I Wish I Would Have Bought a Corvette. Fast. That's a little better. Hey, a little overexcited. I'm 58 years old, I got 3 grown kids, all had it easier than I did. Their mom and me did the best that we could, and with what we had, they turned out pretty good. But the day they were born, we went into debt, and some days I wish I would have bought a Corvette. Some days I wish I would have bought a Corvette. Now our youngest kid is online all day. He tells me that he's sending out his resume, but he's up all night with the headphones on, playing video games till the break of dawn. He's 28 years old and hasn't moved out yet. Some days I wish I would have bought a Corvette. Some days I wish I would have bought a Corvette. Now when Lindsay Lou was just 14, she went to prom with the captain of the football team. And all I could do was hope I raised her right, and that Johnny Football would get her home on time. She looks like a woman, but she ain't grown yet. And some days I wish I would have bought a Corvette. Some days I wish I would have bought a Corvette. Now I'd never want to change the joy or the good times, or knowing there's someone to carry on the family line. There are some days I feel like it's all just a terrible test, and some days I wish I would have bought a Corvette. Some days I wish I would have bought a Corvette. Now our oldest kid's got a mind of his own. He dyed his hair blue, pierced his nose with a bone. And there's a million ways for a kid to be free, but he didn't learn that from his mom or me. He's got a tattoo of a spider crawling up his neck. And some days I wish I would have bought a Corvette. Some days I wish I would have bought a Corvette. Some days. Thank you very much. Let's see, do I got time for one more? It's kind of uno más. Doing good. Maintain the schedule. Uno. 2 more. Zwei mehr. All right. Let's do a couple more here then. What do I want to do? Let's do, let's do this one. I don't need that. I don't need that. A couple years ago, my girlfriend and I had a yard sale. You know, you got to get rid of your shit every once in a while. But it's a little bit of an ordeal. I think if you've never had a yard sale before, it's easy to go in idealistic about how much money you're going to make and how much stuff you're going to get rid of and how pleasant it's going to be. I think pretty much everybody knows once you get done with a whole weekend doing the yard sale, it kind of sucks and you hope you never have to have another one. And so yeah, this is called the Yard Sale Blues. Saturday morning, sun's coming up. I put some whiskey in my coffee cup. My garage door is open and my tables are out. I put up 20 homemade signs on my side of town. I labeled all the junk that I'm never gonna use. I'm all set up. I got the yard sale blues. I see the cars slowing down as they drive past. I see them parking on my neighbor's grass. I hope they like my lava lamps and Christmas decorations and the t-shirts I collected for decades on vacation. If you wanna make a deal, I'll see what I can do. I'm all set up. I got the yard sale blues. I got the yard sale blues. Baby clothes and booze. If you see something you like, you should take it home with you. Let's get it out of here. I got the yard sale blues. On the first day I made near $300, but sitting at a yard sale all day kinda sucks. And you might think that all the good stuff is gone, but you could still buy the table that I put them on. Oh, Saturday is over, I got one more day to do. Get out of my lawn, I got the yard sale blues. I got the yard sale blues. Broken toys and shoes. No reasonable offer will be refused. Just take what you can hold, I got the yard sale blues. I got some old, what else do I got? Oh yeah. I got some old picture frames and a pile of flannel shirts. I got a vintage pasta maker and I'm pretty sure it works. I got some romance novels your mama left at my house. I got a plastic telephone that looks like Mickey Mouse. I got some, I got some classic cassettes you need to listen to. Just take them all. I got the yard sale blues. I got the yard sale blues. Baby clothes and booze. No reasonable offer will be refused. No, you cannot use my bathroom. Sorry, it's the rules. Just take all that you can. I got the yard sale blues. I got the yard sale blues. Broken toys and tools. If you see something you like, you should take it home with you. Just get out of here, I got the yard sale blues. All right, thank you very much. Well, I'm gonna do one more, but I will say, if you want, CDs as a medium are mostly dead, sadly. But I do have CDs, and if you want one and you think you will actually listen to it, you can just have it for maybe free if you really want one for free, or any amount of money if you want to give me any amount of money. Like all the shit at the yard sale, they're currently taking up a lot of space, and the medium continues to die. So get a CD. Hopefully I go home with none. If you need a new set of coasters, or you want something shiny to hang from your rearview mirror, they are perfect for that. Yeah, what a sales pitch. This guy is a real salesman. Anyway, I got one more. Thanks again to Jeff for having me, and of course, thanks to Norm and having Norm's River Roadhouse. It was awesome. It really was the very first place in Nashville that I ever played. I think, I don't know if it was you or if it was Matt that got me the gig, Jeff. It was one of you guys. It's very possible, and Norm was nice enough to have me. I also got introduced really to bluegrass music out at Norm's. I took a shit on a lot of jams out there, and everybody was nice enough not to tell me that I sucked at the time, and I really appreciate that. I didn't give up. I didn't give up. So the encouragement was very appreciated. There was a bluegrass jam out there, and we were all playing, and we played Salt Creek, and I had just learned it, and I think I could play Salt Creek at about 60 beats a minute. And when we got done, Norm said, "Well, I think that's about as slow as I've ever done that one." He's still very nice about it. So I will not play Salt Creek at 60 beats a minute. I'll play another song. Now it's easy to see how I could become an ornery old son of a bitch. I just sit on my porch and stare out at the world and complain how it's all gone to shit. How nobody makes anything the way that they used to, and how everything I touch these days breaks. How them all turned us all into an army of clones, and how everyone's expressions are fake. And I'm gonna say that I flatly refuse to have my heart pulled out like a fuse. And in a world that's gone dark, please let me be a spark and do my best. Do my best to live my own truth. Now everybody's got these big ideas about God, where we come from and where we are going. And you can believe whatever you want, but it's not the same thing as knowing. So you can fight tooth and nail and send God all your mail and tell me just where you think my little soul is going. Just remember you live in a little glass house with all of the stones you've been throwing. And I'm gonna say that I flatly refuse to have my heart pulled out like a fuse. And in a world that's gone dark, please let me be a spark and do my best. Do my best to live my own truth. Now some nights I'm so pissed that I just want to spit when I think of all the harm being done. And to feel safe at night in a city like mine, I've thought about buying a gun. But I make peace with the fact some things are out of my grasp, and not everything can be controlled. Real resolution, there's no simple solution from some piece of steel I can hold. And I'm gonna say that I flatly refuse to have my heart pulled out like a fuse. And in a world that's gone dark, please let me be a spark and do my best. Do my best. Best, do my best to live my own truth. All right. Thanks so much. Thanks for having me, Jeff. Thanks for having me, Norm. And of course, everybody here at D's. It's been a pleasure. And if you want a CD, I have them, so just ask me for one. I'll give you one. Appreciate it, guys. Enjoy the rest of the wonderful music. Don't pull that out yet. Anybody want to hear a giant, expensive pop?
No?
No?
Am I the only one?